begun by Mr. Ellis. Mr. Ellis, welcome to the committee. I'm glad that you are here this morning. You have 5 minutes in this round. The floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair. It's a great pleasure to be here representing the great people of Cumberland, Colchester, of course, where this unfortunate incident took place for the most part. Thank you, Minister, for being here. Just to quote, Nova Scotians told us they needed this process to be independent, thorough, and transparent, and we agree. Minister Blair, do you know who said that, sir?
I suspect it was me.
It was you. That's very correct, sir.
And by the way, I believe that.
Great. Oddly enough, though, sir, from the very beginning, you did not want an inquiry. Is that true?
No, let me be very clear. I think it's thank you for the opportunity to clarify that concern.
I don't really need any clarification, sir. I just need a simple yes or no.
Well, in fact, in the immediate days following the shooting, I reached out to the province of Nova Scotia, and I had proposed terms of reference to conduct a broad review of the mass shooting in Nova Scotia.
We understand that. Thank you. You know, sir, I know that we're tight on time, so let's get to the matter. You wanted a review, not an inquiry, and then when the inquiry came around, you took the opportunity, sir, to actually appoint some very interesting commissioners, oddly enough. Mr. MacDonald, first cousin to one of the individuals who was shot, well-known Liberal, stayed charges against Jerry Riggin. Ms. Fitch, father was a Mountie, 5-year chief of police, on a board of the RCMP, and Ms. Stanton, who actually wrote a book in 2021, released before the commission started, to change the way public inquiries are held. Is that not political interference from the very beginning, sir?
Absolutely not, sir. And in fact, I spoke to the Attorney General in Nova Scotia. He'd recommended former Chief Justice, Justice MacDonald, as the Commission Chair. Chief Fitch had been the chief in Fredericton when 2 of her officers and 2 citizens were killed in another mass shootings in that location.
Those facts are well known. I really appreciate that.
Point of order, Chair. Can we allow the Minister to answer the question asked of him?
Yes, I think we have to have a little smoother flow here. Minister, you've got the floor.
Yeah, thank you. And you know, we worked very carefully to ensure that when we established initially what was to be a review, but we heard very clearly from the families. They were very concerned about the ability of the Commission of Inquiry to subpoena witnesses. And so in response to that, we did declare a public inquiry to give them those tools. But from the very beginning, in the immediate days following, it was very clear to us, and I happily provide the committee with the proposed terms of reference, which was developed on April 27, 2020. That's only a week after this terrible tragic event, recognizing that the people of Nova Scotia, the people of your community, needed answers, and we wanted to make sure they got those answers as quickly as possible.
Well, thank you, sir. It's obviously that we see the choices made politically somewhat different, and I would suggest to you, sir, that the members of the families who are affected, the grieving families of people like Lisa McCulley and Greg and Jamie Blair and Kristen Beaton and Heather O'Brien, that those families see this very, very differently from what you do, sir. One of the other things I think that's important is quite clearly with the back and forth we've had now with our NDP member, our bloc member, our team here as well, sir, that someone's not telling the truth here. That's the unusual thing. There's a conflicting level of evidence that my bloc colleague clearly pointed out, that there's a contrary nature to what was said through the notes of Minister Campbell, who you said is also an exemplary officer. That being said, sir, who from the PMO were your staff communicating with in the days following the attacks?
Sorry?
Who from the PMO was your staff or yourself communicating with during the days after the attack?
I don't know. I can tell you that there were regular briefings taking place between the RCMP, and I was also briefing my cabinet colleagues on the event.
And did you speak directly to the Prime Minister, sir?
And again, I was briefing the entire cabinet on.
Did you speak directly to the Prime Minister, sir? I think it's a pretty simple question.
And I've just said I was speaking to the entire cabinet on that matter.
Did you speak directly to the Prime Minister, sir? Please answer. Simple, yes or no.
The Prime Minister is present in the cabinet. He's the head of our government.
Did you have a direct conversation with him, sir?
Not a separate conversation on these events. It was in the context of a cabinet discussion.
Very good, sir. Mr. Stewart, do you remember any meetings with the Prime Minister that yourself, Chief of Staff, or the Minister may have had?
I did not attend any meetings with the Prime Minister, and I am not sure. I would have to check my schedule, and as Ms. Dancho has asked, we will give you the schedules.
And sir, through all this, obviously that you were present in multiple briefings during all this. You know, someone's not telling the truth again, sir. Do you have an opinion on that?
You're asking me?
Yes, sir.
10 seconds, please.
I don't believe that to be the case. I think this answer will take more than 10 seconds, sorry. There was a great deal of desire to have the RCMP tell the public what happened, because in the days following the crisis, or the event, the tragic event, the story was very unclear. So there was a great deal of desire for that to be the case. And that, in the commissioner's mind, I believe, included the guns.
Thank you very much.